The heck?
Hello, welcome to the 5:30 edition of Props and Picks TV. We'll be breaking down the MLB slate here for today. We've got a lot of games here to go through. Yesterday, if you followed our three-way parlay, you would have hit plus 510 odds. So we're starting off strong here. Frank, did you make any money yesterday?
Yeah. I bet 300 to make like $1,000.
$1,000. All right, all right. All right, so we're gonna try and get some of you out here some of that money today. Um, so again, we try to do this every day. We're gonna go through each game specifically, break down who we think is gonna win, and then we'll try and get some props in there for you as well, and get a parlay generated. At the very end, we'll go through prize picks and try and get you a parlay you can do for tonight through their propositions on the website. And again, with prize picks, we do have a link in the description. If you sign up, you will get $50 on a $10 deposit. I've used a lot of different sports betting apps, and I will say that I do prefer them the most. They do have a lot of promos. Usually on Friday, they'll drop a free lineup no sweat, which is nice. If you don't hit, they'll give you another credit to try and win again. So pretty nice. So we'll start. Go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of games here. First game we have today is Milwaukee versus Philadelphia. Uh, we've got Quinn Priester for Milwaukee going up against Taijuan Walker. Pretty even on the pitching side. It looks like Quinn Priester is going to be a pitcher that will not pitch many innings, kind of similar to the game we looked at last night in that Athletics game. So looking here, the line is minus 119 for Philadelphia. Over/under set at 9.5. Wind is blowing out slightly. No real chance of rain or cancellations in this one. So Frank, you want to walk us through what you're feeling on this one?
Yeah, so the initial line on ESPN is Phillies minus 145, but if you look at Walker's recent outings, he's been not doing too hot. Even though his ERA is sub 3, um, he's just been giving a lot of hits. So for this game, I'm actually choosing the over.
The over. Okay. Over 9.5 runs in this one. Yeah, nothing really sticking out to me here. No propositions that I would really be jumping on. There are a lot of other games here we'll get into, and there will be some opportunities to get some home run props put in. So we'll move on to the next game here. We got Athletics versus Toronto. Last night we had Toronto winning that game, and pretty much a coin flip with the money line, and Toronto went out and won 12-0. So that was a good one for us there. We've got Jeffrey Springs, left-handed pitcher, going up against Chris Bassett. Again, both pitchers pretty much the same in terms of ERA. Toronto's a minus 185 favorite. Over/under set at 8.5 runs. So looking here, in terms of a pick, again, pretty much a coin flip. I mean, Athletics have a much worse record than the Blue Jays, but nothing really sticking out here from a money line. I don't know if I want to lay minus 185 on the Blue Jays in this matchup. No one, again, really any props here as well that I see that really intrigue me to kind of want to jump on. But is there anything that is sticking out for you in this game?
So as you said, the pitchers are pretty much even, but Jay Springs has actually been doing slightly better than Bassett. So I would actually take the value in picking the Athletics for plus money.
All right, so we got the Athletics kind of going against the betting line there. So moving on, Angels and Guardians. Angels still waiting for Mike Trout to get back. Their offense is, oh yeah, Mike Trout is actually back in this game. I apologize. Batting fifth, very interesting, in the DH role. So he had a good start to the season. He had a really low batting average, but he was putting up home runs and RBIs. We'll look at this game. We got Jose Soriano going up against Luis Ortiz. Cleveland's a minus 143 favorite. Over/under set at 8.5 runs. I will say in this game, I might take a shot at Mike Trout hitting a home run here. That might be something that we could kind of sprinkle in. Taylor Ward as well might be somebody you look at. Recently, though, I really love betting Zach Neto plus 1.5 runs, plus hits, plus RBIs. He's been getting home runs, he's been getting on base, he's been getting hits, and against a mediocre pitcher in Luis Ortiz. That would probably be my strongest pick from this game, is going Zach Neto over 1.5 runs, plus hits, plus RBIs. Maybe a sprinkle on a Mike Trout home run. Um, in terms of a pick in this one, I would probably lean towards the Angels, although again, they have not been very consistent, so no confidence in that whatsoever. But what are you leaning in this one?
I'm actually slightly leaning Cleveland. Actually, I
Oh,
have this as my first leg of my 3-leg parlay.
okay, okay.
Um, yeah, because Angels have just been not doing too hot, and Cleveland's bats are heating up. Even though Ortiz his ERA is slightly worse, so yeah, but I pick Cleveland.
All right. Well, I think you are wrong here, Frank, and I think we need to have a bet on this one. What do you want to bet on? Because I think the Angels are going to win. You think the Indians are going to win. I think we're going to have to put some money on the line on this one. Or someone has to do something that they don't want to do. Do you want to bet money, or do you want to chug a beer on stream on our next video? What do you want to do here? Because Angels are winning this one.
Oh, I guess we can bet $5.
$5 is nothing. We're going to chug a beer on the next stream. If I win, you have to chug a beer, and you have to chug it out of a shoe. It's called a shoey. If you've never heard of that before, Frank. And if you win, I will chug a beer out of a shoe. It's called a shoey.
Oh,
So it's gonna.
okay.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first. It's our first bet here. We don't like to bet money here. We like to bet on stupid stuff. So it should get stupider as we do more of these. But yeah, moving on. Rockies and Mets. We got Kyle Freeland going up against Dave Peterson, a battle of two lefties. Kyle Freeland is definitely the worst of these two pitchers. The game is not in Colorado, so if you were looking for a home run bet, you are not going to get that extra boost from Coors Field. But no, the Mets are a minus 338 favorite. So yeah, just looking at the Rockies, they are 9-47, historically bad team. So if you're betting against the Rockies, you're probably gonna be on the right side of things. The problem is New York is minus 338, and in a baseball game, anything can happen. And I would not even ever touch any team in the minus 300 range, regardless of an outcome here. But if we're looking for somebody to bet on, I'm curious looking at Kyle Freeland's numbers against this lineup, if we can find somebody here that might have some home run potential. And surprisingly, Juan Soto does have 2 home runs, but he is not batting very well, so he would be very boom or bust. So really nothing's sticking out too much here. Brandon Nimmo, not someone I really want to put my hard-earned money on. So honestly, I'd completely fade this game from a money line standpoint and a proposition standpoint. What about you?
Yeah, as you said, the spread is just too big. Like minus 340 when I was looking at this last night. It was just unbettable unless you want to go minus 1.5. But Mets bats have not been hitting that well. Juan Soto is just not playing up to the giant salary they gave him offseason last year. So I would actually lean the Mets, but yeah, it's just not feasible to put this in the parlay because
All
the
right.
spread's too far.
All right, you pussy. Okay. Um, Moving on. Hopefully, we will start to get to something here we can bet on. I assure you we will. San Francisco versus Miami. Kyle Harrison going up against Cal Quantrill. And I will say, in the last game that Cal Quantrill pitched, I did bet a lot of plus 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs on his opponents, and he had a pretty good game. So I'm a little nervous, but I do think that San Francisco should smash this money line at minus 164. I would go San Francisco here. It's not in San Francisco where we might get that wind boost for the home runs, but I do like somebody here like a Jun Ho Lee, plus 1.5 runs, plus hits, plus RBIs, and I would also take the San Francisco money line. Maybe parlay that up with the Zach Neto. And we'll at the very end we'll kind of get those together and try and get something cooked up. But that's really all that would stick out for me here. Willie Adames has really come on here towards midseason. He started off really, really bad. So he's also somebody, but he's also further down in the lineup. Um, might get some less at bats if we're looking at that runs plus hits plus RBIs. But what do you think?
Yeah. This game, Cal Quantrill, his ERA is pretty bad at 6.09, but he's been able to get Miami out of jams consistently. So right here, I would just go with San Francisco money line, but I would not put any money on this bet.
I heard that is one of your favorite ERAs, Frank. 6.09. Is that correct? Is that one of your favorite ERAs?
It's not one of my favorite ERAs, but it's one of my favorite positions.
Oh, I see. I thought you played. I thought you played second base when you played baseball, but I don't know.
But
Yeah, and I think you might have a stray cat in your house right now. You might want to get that checked out.
oh yeah, that's my cat. He wants to go out.
All right, all right. Moving on. Red Sox and Braves. We have Lucas Giolito going up against Grant Holmes. Lucas Giolito sitting at a 5.27 ERA. Grant Holmes sitting at a 3.68. Over under set at 9 runs. Atlanta minus 166. And I am fading Lucas Giolito in every matchup. I think ever since he left Chicago, he has not been the greatest. He's not doing the greatest with the Red Sox. Unlike his counterpart Garrett Crochet, who also came over from the White Sox, is having a good season. I'm going to Atlanta here. In terms of a pick in the proposition realm, if we look at Lucas Giolito against this lineup, oh my goodness, Matt Olson sticks out. He is batting 700 with 4 home runs and 10 at bats. I think here we don't have any win factors, but I would smash Matt Olson home run or Matt Olson plus 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs, and I would take Atlanta. What about you?
Um, since this is the start of their 3 series game series, I think Boston's gonna take the series, but during this game, since I don't like Lucas Giolito, I also think Atlanta will win.
All right, all right. Oh, are you willing? Are you will? How much? How confident are you on a scale of 1 to 100, of 0 to 100, that Atlanta will win this game?
Mm, maybe 70,
70.
but
All right.
I think Boston's been playing pretty well, and I think they'll win the series. So, anything can happen, but I think Atlanta should win. But it's not part of my parlay.
All right. St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Texas Rangers. Matthew Liberatore going up against Jack Leiter. Cardinals at a minus 129 betting favorite with the over/under set at 8.5 runs. Matthew Liberatore is having a really, really good season. He was absolute dog shit prior to this year. Jack Leiter has been having some really good games himself as well. So both pitchers are doing really well. I don't really want to pick a favorite here. We are from St. Louis originally, but I can't back my home team here. I still can't believe they're 32-24 after that crappy start to the season. And I mean, they're playing 3 catchers in their lineup every day: Wilson Contreras, Ivan Herrera, and Yoho Pozo. I'm not really sure how this lineup is continuing to hit. People like Mason Wynn, Victor Scott, good contributors. Ivan Herrera is actually having a really good statistical season, and it's been called up, been one of the best hitting catchers in baseball. On the other side of things, Corey Seager is back. They've got a pretty good, talented lineup as well. The one thing sticking out here, and there is no statistics behind this whatsoever, is Higashoka, and I'm probably butchering the hell out of that. Every time I see his name, I always think I should bet a home run on this guy. I don't, and he ends up hitting a home run. So I have a feeling we could see Higa hitting a home run tonight. I'm not picking a winner in this game, but that's what I got. What do you got on this one?
This is a close game, but Seattle has been winning a lot lately. Not You weren't joking. They're winning many games. Right here, I actually lean towards St. Louis to win. As part of my parlay is the second leg of my parlay.
All right. Moving on to Detroit and KC. Um, we've got KC Mize going up against Seth Lugo. Very similar ERAs here. Detroit's a minus 119 favorite over under set at 8.5 runs. Tigers have been having a fantastic season, outperforming anyone's win projections. Royals doing okay. They've got some help on the way with some young prospects about to come up. But specifically in this game, there's not anyone that's really sticking out for me in terms of a pick. If I were to bet somebody, I like Casey Mize. Man, 6-1 with 2.45. I don't think I'd want to touch that. Any of these Royals hitters, I really like betting the Royals at home. Bobby Witt usually really hits that over on the hits, runs, RBIs. Nothing here is really sticking out to me. I don't want any part of this. What about you?
This is a tough game to call. Seth Lugo is just coming back from injury, but before he was injured, he was pitching really well. So actually, in this game, I'm gonna take a shot on the under, but I don't have any skin in the game in this game.
I could see the under. I could see the under. Okay, okay. Moving on, I got a few more games left here. Tampa Bay and Houston. Ryan, I don't know how to say his PP. Ryan, Ryan Pipette versus Framber Valdez.
It's actually Ryan Pepiot.
Pepe-
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah, Pepiot.
Ryan Pepiot versus Framber Valdez. We've got Houston a minus 153 favorite, over under set at 7.5 runs. And yeah, I think Ryan Pepiot might see that ERA swell to a very large number today. I'm going out on a limb here. And I'm going to go Jeremy Pena is going to get a home run against Ryan Pepiot. And I'm going to pick Astros in this one just because of that. What about you? What do you feel on this one?
I was originally leaning towards Astros, but yesterday they got destroyed by the Rays. They played the Rays yesterday, right? Look here.
This might be a 4-game series then.
Yeah, they got destroyed 13-3. So, I mean, I'll take a shot at Tampa Bay, but as I said, I'm leaning towards Houston, so I didn't put any money on this game.
All right, moving on. Pittsburgh, San Diego, Mitch Keller versus Nick Pivetta. San Diego's a minus 188 favorite, 7.5 over under. In this one here, looking at the lineups, I will say that Jackson Merrill, I am going to go out on a limb here. I'm actually going to look. I'm curious. Jackson Merrill, very underrated player. Second year in the league. I'm going to go Jackson Merrill over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I'd even bump that up to 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I'm also smashing San Diego as a minus 188 favorite here. I feel like that line's actually pretty good. Pirates are not doing that great, and if they don't have Paul Skeens pitching, I want no part of that. Betting them here. Mitch Keller, pretty respectable 3.66 ERA. He's been pretty good over the last couple of years. He does have a 1-6 record on the season, though the Pirates just aren't giving him any run support. So yeah, I'd take San Diego and I'd pick Jackson Merrill. I'd be comfortable with a home run. I'd be comfortable with 1.5 over, 2.5 over. Any thoughts on this one here?
Yeah, this game I also picked San Diego. Pittsburgh has just not been putting any runs up at all. So, Mitch Keller, he's okay, but as you can see, Nick Pivetta has a better ERA, and they have Francis Tatis. He's a pretty good baseball player.
3 final games here left. Washington and Arizona. Jack Irvin versus Merrill Kelly. Arizona's sitting here at a minus 228 favorite. Now, last night we told you to pick the Nationals at plus money, and we were correct. I am going to be very controversial here, and I'm going to pick the Nationals again. I am going to check the statistics of this pitcher yet. Wow. Josh Bell. Josh Bell home run tonight. Nationals win. Book it. Book it. Book it. Book it. Who you got in this one?
I actually went Diamondbacks.
You're wrong.
Because I guess, but it's in the third leg of my parlay.
Do not want to be betting that parlay tonight, folks. I can guarantee you're going to lose some money. This man is out of his mind. The cat litter is getting to his brain cells, and he's having some difficulty processing this information. I assure you, the Nationals are going to win. If we weren't already betting a beer, this would have been the game to do it. But all right, so some discrepancy there. 2 games left.
I gotta grab my cat. One moment. Because my wife's trying to get it.
Is that what they call it now? Okay. Well, so as we can see here, Frank is currently getting... That did not look like a cat.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright. Zebby Matthews going up against Brian Wu. Minnesota versus Seattle. Seattle sitting on minus 141 favorite. Over-under set at 7 runs. Brian Wu, many of you of the channel may not realize, is actually first cousins with Frank. I've asked Frank before we got live today any insider information about what Brian Wu may do tonight, and he told me one thing. He said, bet on Wu. And I said, okay. Because Zebby Matthews has been terrible since being called up. He has got a 7.71 ERA. I am all over I'm all over Seattle in this one, and I'm also taking Jorge Polanco to hit a home run. What about you?
This just looks like a pitching mismatch. Like, look at this. Brian Wu's ERA is 2.40, and Z Matthews' ERA is 7.71. Seattle has been hitting hits. They've been hitting runs. So I definitely pick Seattle on this one.
All right. Last game, Yankees versus Dodgers. Max Fried versus Tony Gonsolin. We've got Max Fried sitting at a 1.29 ERA, 7-0. Has not lost a game this season against Tony Gonsolin, 2-1 with a 4.68. New York is at a minus 129 favorite. Over-under set at 9 runs. Wind is blowing out 10 miles per hour, so the ball may fly in this game. Not off of anyone being thrown to by Max Fried, though. I do like the Yankees in this one. I also do like home runs on the Yankees side of things. I would not go with Aaron Judge, though. Aaron Judge has been getting walked in the first inning. I would not be betting Aaron Judge home runs at this time. Actually, I would bet Aaron Judge not to hit a home run in this game. I would go with Austin Wells or Trent Grisham to get a home run here. Either one. Wouldn't bet both. Pick your favorite. Flip a coin. But I would go Yankees here with extreme confidence at minus 129. I just don't see how this line is so close. It is in LA, but Tony Gonsolin hasn't been that great. And the Yankees, everyone on that lineup they don't hit for average, but they do hit for power. So, what do you got in this one?
As you said, Max Freeman has been pitching really well this year. New York has a record of 35-20, and most of that's because of Max Freeman. Okay, he's won 7 times
Say
and
his
lost
name
0.
correctly.
Okay.
It's Max Fried.
Max Fried.
You're fried right
Anyways,
now?
Friedman.
You look-
Fried. Anyways,
lay off that California.
but I
marijuana.
think the line is so close is because obviously Dodgers have Shohei Otani, and
Oh, your other cousin.
he's a baller, dude. But anyways, I choose the Yankees.
All right, so give me a rundown of what your parlay looks like, and what are your odds on that parlay?
My parlay is actually um just the Guardians, Cardinals, and Diamondbacks in a three-leg parlay. It's $300 is paying about almost $1,000.
All right. Well, while we hear Frank's parlay, I would just like to remind everybody to bet responsibly. You don't have to do a $300 parlay. We could do a $50 parlay, a $10 parlay. We got to build that bankroll. If you've got the
Yeah, build
$300
it,
and you're
build it,
cousins
and
with a
roll
lot
it.
of MLB players and they give you some money, you can bet these $300 parlays. Moving over to
I
our.
just
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just have something else to add. For tomorrow, I also kind of sprinkle in tennis a little bit. So I actually have Jack Draper to win money line, and also Jessica Pegula to win.
All right, all right. I don't know who either one of those are, but those could be some very profitable picks here for you. Any Chinese basketball picks? I know that that's been something that you're very you like a lot. Anybody sticking out for you?
Those lines don't come out till they're literally being played
Wow,
because they're
interesting.
the Chinese Basketball Development League or something.
All right, all right. Shouting out our sponsor, well, not sponsor, but we would like them to be our sponsor. Price Picks, link in the description. Get $50 on your first deposit with $10 deposited in on free bets. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna create something here. Let's see who we said, who we want to have in this. Let's get Grisham over hits, runs, RBIs. Let's get Polanco. Whoops, those goblins. Jorge Polanco. And then let's get Josh Bell. Over hits, runs, RBIs. Does he not have it? He should have it. Our we're gonna bump that up. We're gonna bump that way up. No, no. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a 9-1 Price Picks parlay here for you. $10 gets you 90. I think this hits. If there was one guy here you were like, I don't like one, I want to get rid of one, you could get rid of Trent Grisham and pick him up. He's more boomer bust.
Yeah,
Or
Trent Grisham
or
he's been hitting home runs, but he hasn't been hitting the last couple of games. So
yeah. So if you don't like Trent Grisham, somebody else we might like here. Backing up a little bit.
mm,
Kind of like. Oh yeah, we wanted Matt Olson.
yeah, yeah.
So Matt Olson, who's not wanting to cooperate, we'll get you
Right
9 to
off on
one
the
as
left.
well. If I were to do a home run parlay, I would sprinkle Matt Olson with Trent Grisham, which should get you some very good odds when you're parlaying up those home runs and Price Picks. All right, well stay tuned tomorrow. See who's chucking a beer out of their shoe. Anything else you want to add before we get off here, Frank?
Not at the moment. I had some really good tennis picks today, which was like Ben Shelton. He was only negative 220. He was gonna destroy the other player. He was like um ATP ranked like 13 versus ATP over 100, so he won.
All right. Well, you gotta let everybody know they're missing out here. So hopefully we get some tennis content. Check our channel page. We might post some of those tennis picks, as I know sometimes the tennis games are early in the morning, middle of the night if they're in Europe.
Yep.
I don't know where they're playing right now.
They're playing French Open, I think.
Okay, yeah, France definitely not gonna be live during our viewing hours here in America. But yeah. Post them up. We'll post them on our page. Again, we don't know what we're doing here. Let us know in the comments section what we could do better. And send us your biggest wins in the comments, or your biggest losses. Tell us how much money we made you lose. Tell us how much money we made you win. And just hit that like button and price picks in the description below. Have a good day.